So guys, hopefully we are going to have golden necklaces on sale in the next few weeks.
Right guys, so I'm just at one of the hotels near my flat. You can see the Burj Khalifa in the background. Absolutely mad. Can't believe it every time I see it, but we're not chilling. We are doing some work, just finalising an offer for Black Friday that we run every single year for our coaching program. But this vlog is just going to be an amalgamation of my week, some training, some nutrition, some business talk. I've just been to view a new apartment for, well, moving in a couple of weeks. I didn't actually get any videos of that, just completely forgot about it. Got some nice photos though, but hopefully we're going to sign for that this week. So yeah, going to start the video here, show you some training that I was doing this morning from one of my lower body sessions. What I'm focusing on at the moment is I'm starting a half marathon prep next week, 12-week prep for the Burj de Burj. I think I've mentioned this in my previous video. So going to be running 3 times a week for that. I'm going to be documenting the journey there. My goal is to definitely go under 1 hour and 30 minutes, hopefully closer to 1:28, and I'll be documenting the strength training and the nutrition alongside that. But yeah, basically today I only have 2 calls. They're later on, 5 and 7 p.m. So I'm just doing some work today. Basically just involves messaging a lot of people, old clients, trying to get a few people back on board, speaking to old leads that we've spoken to on Instagram, people that I've had calls with in the past and stuff like that. And then it'll be about improving the service massively in December. So November is always a busy month for bringing people on board, and then December generally is a little bit quieter. So I'm going to use that as an opportunity to pack out the educational portal, build some resources for the clients. That's something that I'm focusing on massively for the foreseeable, to be honest, is just to continue to improve the service for clients, because then I think, you ultimately build a brand and a product and a service that speaks for itself, and then you get more referrals and things like that. And that's actually something that has been great for us over the last month. Is we've got a lot of really, really high quality referrals from current clients, a lot in America as well. So it's all going well, but foot on the gas for the rest of the month. It's only the 14th, so I'm hoping to have a record breaking month in the business this month, definitely. Friday morning, out here getting it done. 12 kilometers easy this morning around the cycle track in downtown. Average pace is 4:55. That's what my watch just told me. I'm really, really happy with that. Average heart rate's about 147. So I just need to control that for the next 3 miles and make sure that the heart rate doesn't go too high. But temperature's really dropped over the last week, so back to some cool runs. Gonna head to the gym after this and do some work and get some breakfast, so let's get it. Almost 5.5 miles in. I've had to adjust the pace slightly as heart rate started getting out of that aerobic zone into the mid 150s. So just brought the pace down and the heart rate's come down as well, because as you can see, I'm sweating a lot It's gotten a lot hotter over the last half an hour, and it's so important to do that in these easy aerobic runs. You've got to drop the ego. You've got to run for heart rate and not pace. Obviously you will see improvements over time with your pace on these runs as you get fitter, but it's just about understanding and remembering what is the goal of this run, of the speed work, the interval sessions. It's obviously to develop speed. This is to build that aerobic base. That is the run done. Just over 12 kilometers in an hour and 2 minutes. Average pace 5:05. As I say, had to pull down the pace a little bit in the last 4k just to make sure the heart rate was low, but I feel absolutely great now. Heart rate's not even high, not even out of breath, so super easy to recover from, which means we're building that aerobic base, and it means I can go into the gym tomorrow and do my strength training and not have my strength be affected. And that's a key thing if you are doing hybrid training and trying to balance endurance and strength training, get the most out of both, is understanding what the purpose of each session is for. So Friday is it's a free day of training for me, so if I'm feeling beat up, then I'll probably take a full rest day or do some lower intensity work like jump on the bike instead, or I'll go and do this run. But my recovery was really good on Whoop last night, felt up for it, so did the run instead. That's probably the cleanest meal you'll ever see. I usually have poached eggs, but I've switched it over to an omelette this week, just to mix things up and keep things fresh. But aside from that, pre-run I had a Pocari Sweat and an energy gel, so that's probably around 60 to 65 grams of carbs total. Anything for over a 10k run, I'll add some sort of carbohydrates in, and to be honest, these days I do try and have something even before like a 10k easy run. I just want to minimize hunger, and obviously it will give me a little bit of a boost of energy, and that's really important at the moment, is that I'm maximizing that carbohydrate intake, because I am trying to build muscle at the same time as doing all this running. And if you don't take in enough carbohydrates, one, your performance is not going to be good in the gym on those higher intensity interval training sessions with the running, and also your ability to recover will be less as well. So I've probably had about 120 grams of carbs already today, and it's not even 10 o'clock, so that's great. And I'll be pushing a lot more in later on. But I've just been doing, well, so Friday is massive client fulfillment day, basically the same as Monday, so lots of team reviews, client check-ins and touch points as well. So basically just messaged everyone that checks in on Monday, checked in earlier on in the week to see how they're getting on, check over their profiles, things like that, if they need anything before going into the weekend. And then I have about 9 Loom check-ins to send over when I get home later on. I like to do that in a more quiet environment at my desk. I'm going to crack on with a little bit more work now, and then I'm going to go in the sauna for probably about 20-25 minutes, again pushing that recovery. And that's something I'm really trying to maximize for this half marathon prep for the next 12 weeks, is not only the training but the recovery side of things, which obviously comes from primarily sleep and nutrition are the two most important things, and then layering on top things like the sauna as well, and potentially the occasional deep tissue massage, because yeah, I've been through kind of that stage in the past where I was doing like 3 or 4 runs a week, not sleeping enough, probably wasn't looking quite as closely at my nutrition as I should have been, and obviously still performed well, but it's about getting that extra 5 and 10% that I'm really pushing for. I really want to run a good time in this half marathon. It's the perfect opportunity to do so. It's mid-February in Dubai, which is like one of the coolest times of year. The humidity will be low, so if there was ever a time to PB in the UAE, it's that one. And I've got a 12-week training block ahead of me, with 3 runs a week, which I think is the sweet spot for me. I think if I do more than that, my strength training starts to slip, and I obviously don't want that. So yeah, really excited. Got one more run this week, which will be 10 to 12k easy on Sunday with the guys. It'll be slower than I ran today because some of them are quite new to running, so probably running at like a 5:30 to a 5:45 pace, which is perfect for me. And then we'll be off running completely until Wednesday when we've got another speed session, which I can't wait for. I love these speed sessions when you've actually got a goal to work towards, when you've got target paces to hit. But yeah, really looking forward to that. 24 minutes into the sauna, feeling good. I was sitting on the lower level for the first 20 minutes and then came up higher. because there were a few people in here, so probably going to try and push it to 30 minutes, and that'll be the recovery portion of the day done. Back to work, back to trying to build the best online coaching business possible. Monday morning, just doing the morning steps. I can't remember where I finished up last week with my last clip, but actually just didn't video too much on the weekend. I think I got some clips on the beach with Misha, but without sounding cliche, was just trying to be present and get stuff done. Went out for a really nice meal on Sunday evening at Shimmers in Jumeirah, so I'll put a few photos of that up because the lighting on the Burj Al Arab was unreal. But yeah, just getting some steps this morning. 6:46, got up at 5:30 this morning. Hydration, supplements, and just a quick half an hour work block to reply to some messages from people who had messaged me overnight. I'm going to get probably a good 30 to 40 minute walk in now. I'm going to go down the canal. It's probably my favourite spot to walk around here, so I'll get some clips there. Then I'll be back to do my first proper check-in block. I'll probably send over about 8 looms to clients, and then I'll have some food, and then probably do some more, and then head to the gym. So that's very much what I'm trying to do on Monday mornings at the moment, is get the majority of my check-ins done earlier on in the day, because I find that my energy, my alertness is much better in the morning. I've often found after I've trained, been in the sauna, got a bit of sun, I'm kind of like not tired, but energy isn't as high as it is in the morning. So yeah, gonna get that done. Probably box off at least 5,000 steps today. Trying to hit 12,000 a day on average at the moment, which isn't too hard to be honest, because obviously that includes the running as well. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So this is the canal. There's obviously 2 sides to it. I'm on the, what you would call the downtown Burj Khalifa side at the moment, but wow, look at that view. We are actually moving to the other side in 2 weeks' time. So we got a new apartment, and just over there will be about a 5-minute walk from there. So that was actually a goal of mine. Like, it must have been about almost a year and a half ago now. I was running down the canal and I was like, I want to live here one day. I want to live on the canal. And that's what I did last year, to be fair. Well, I intended on getting an apartment there, which is Business Bay, but I ended up finding one in downtown, which was really nice. But yeah, always wanted to live by the water, always wanted that to be the step location. So it just shows you if you put in the work, you can make it happen. I'd say that was a year and a half ago then. Business was in a very different spot. Really improved things, and not just from a client numbers and revenue standpoint. The service has improved massively, the team's improved massively, so really happy. But this is unreal weather now in Dubai. You know, it's mid-November. You can walk in the morning without breaking a sweat. If anything, it's a little bit chilly. It's perfect for running now. Did a 10k yesterday, even though I was a little bit hungover. I'll get to that in a second. Heart rate was in the 130s for the whole thing in the morning at like 8 o'clock, which was absolutely perfect. But did actually have a few drinks on Saturday night with my meal. I had 6 beers, which is very rare, very unlike me. I genuinely can't remember the last time I had that amount of drink. It probably would have been back in July in Marbella. Felt horrendous the next day. Still got up, still did the 10k, but my weight recovery was through the floor. 8%. I'll try and put a screenshot in here. But it's just mad. Like, people do that every weekend, and it just shows you how much of a shit effect it has on your sleep. And obviously, if your sleep's trashed, your recovery is trashed too. So that will not be a regular thing. Less than once a month, if not more, like probably every 6 to 8 weeks. But gonna get these steps done, head back, do check-ins, and then I'll try and get a few clips of my lower body training session today. Morning walk done, 5,700 steps almost, so I'm almost halfway to my step target. Obviously, just walking to the car, walking around the gym, I'm naturally probably going to pick up another 2,000 to 3,000, so I'll be very close to my target. And then probably this evening I'll go out and do 2,000 or 3,000 steps. So that's something I would recommend if you are trying to hit a higher step target than you naturally get through just going about your day-to-day commuting and things like that, is try and break up your walks throughout the day. It's hard to go and do 8,000 steps in one go, so I would definitely try and batch them throughout the day. And I always do other things whilst I'm walking, so I'll listen to a podcast, watch like an educational YouTube video or something like that, or later on in the day I'll usually be replying to client messages. So it is somewhat productive, and from a fat loss standpoint, and not actually losing fat but just staying lean year round, it's much easier to do so if you are hitting, I would say, upwards of 10,000 steps a day. And it can be a very useful tool in a fat loss phase as well, to kind of take things to the next level and create that expenditure without reducing calories and adding in extra cardio. Like if you have someone that was doing 7,000 steps a day naturally, and you up their step target to 12, maybe even 15,000 steps a day, they're going to be burning a lot more calories. So I try and maintain a relatively high step count year round. It means I can eat more food, and it just breaks up the day as well. So yeah, top tip. Just finished off my work from the day now. Just come down to the library area, which I've been here in a few videos before, but something I've started doing over the last week or so. When I find that I'm starting to procrastinate and flag a little bit, I'll just change my environment. So I was working in the apartment just there, did a few check-ins, gonna come down here and do a couple more now, send a few messages, and that's pretty much me done for the day, apart from editing this vlog. And then I went to a cafe earlier. So personally, I like to do that. I'm really good in the morning. I can sit down for like 3 hours and just crack on. But in the afternoon, when I've been to the gym and stuff like that, I just find that I'm getting a little bit restless. So that's something I do. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. It's a bit of an amalgamation of the last few days of work, going out and things like that. I've obviously been doing a lot of these kind of off the cuff vlog style videos, which have been going down well, but I want to start providing a little bit more value around training, nutrition, mindset to some extent, and routine management. I think that's something that we help our clients a lot with, so we can provide a lot of value on the YouTube channel with that. So the next video is going to be a little bit more structured, but appreciate you all watching if you made it this far, especially if you haven't subscribed already, and make sure to subscribe. I'm going to power through with these 2 little mini Coke Zeros that Misha's got. For some reason she buys fucking 150 milliliter cans, so I'm having 2. But yeah, gonna finish up here, get these check-ins done.